Mullet era has officially begun, and it has come all the way back to the PHNX studios here in downtown Phoenix. You're watching us on YouTube right now. Petey and I rocking the mullet. Sean also rocking the mullet. Unfortunately, what was not rocking at the mullet was a Coyotes win. Heartbreak in overtime to open the Mullet Arena era for the Coyotes. Thank you for tuning in to the PHNX Coyotes postgame show, brought to you by the one and only DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and leave us a 5-star review. I'm Leah Merrill here with Steve Peters, and we are feeling sad. Normally, we're not feeling sad after a Coyotes loss.
I'm not so sure about sad.
I'm sad. I don't want to speak for everyone.
Yeah, the outcome wasn't what we thought was happening. Everything was aligning. The stars were right for a Mullet win.
They really were. They truly were. It started out positive with Christian Fischer, opening up NHL scoring at Mullet, which is something Craig predicted. We'll give him some credit. And then the Coyotes were up in this game, and it seemed like the energy of the crowd would rally behind them, and they would get this win, but things just kind of started to fall apart at the end of the game, and unfortunately, this was the result. And, this, I guess, plays into the tank. It does not play into the feel-good story
of the Mullet. This is when you want to win.
And I said this to Petey on the drive back from the arena. Like, this was the game I want them to win. They can lose the rest of this homestand.
Yeah, and you know what? Everything that we talked about all week long or all year long. Can we lose the mullets now?
I'm going to keep mine on. You can take yours off.
Yeah.
I'm kind of feeling it.
I wasn't feeling mullet. I'm feeling it.
I just absolutely love being able to hair flip for the first time in my life.
It is. It is empowering. Yeah. I will say it's very empowering.
But honestly, everything was going right. Like everything leading up to the game, all the things that I thought were going to be problems at the Mullet were not a problem. Like I thought the concourses are going to be too crowded. Parking was going to be a problem. No problems. Everything was great. Then you go, oh my goodness, there's an NHL game going on. And that was really cool, that part of it. And then Fischer scores. And honestly, people jumped out of their seats. And I haven't heard a building like that. Like that reminded me of Coyote playoff hockey.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you'd have had that same excitement if it was an opening night, Friday night in Glendale.
No.
I just don't think it would have been the same.
No, I agree.
It was, we use the word electric a lot, and it was.
It was.
That student section, I don't know if you saw some of the things that Leah tweeted out, but some of the costumes and the way people were dressed at this game was fantastic. It was just different. It didn't feel like an NHL game. It was just different. It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
And we'll get more into the atmosphere at Mullet in a little bit, but what I will say is every single fan at the game that we talked to said, this is great. This is amazing. So from just the fan side, it was wonderful. And I wish that the Coyotes could have gotten a win for the fans. But alas, they did not. So we'll go ahead and talk about this game as we would any other game. And then we'll talk about Mullet because we have a ton to talk about with that. So let's look at tonight's game by the numbers because there's a couple that stand out here. The Coyotes only had 21 shots on goal, which is just not going to cut it. They are continuously outshot, generally 35 shots on goal by the Jets. And then another thing, and we'll get to the keys in a moment, but Coyotes did not capitalize on the power play, which is something that's been a strength this season. One area they did perform well, I guess, was the face-off circle, 59% to 41%. And then we wanted to include hits because this was a heavy hitting game. Coyotes had 33 hits to the Jets 18.
And when we talk about one of the things that's got to get corrected this season is the shots on goal. The 35-21, it was early in this game where it was even. Like it was over halfway through the game. It was fairly even. And then the third period, Winnipeg just took over the game. And it's night after night. Columbus 33-19, 32-22, 30-27. Opening night was 53-28. They're going to have to find a way to correct that. And what I found interesting in the first period is we also went to the first game for ASU at the Mullet, and the same thing happened to the Coyotes that happened to the Sun Devils on opening night, is they were looking that first period for the next better play. They were trying to pass too much. They were looking, hey, let's make a pretty play for television. Let's try to do more than we need to do. What they needed to do was shoot the puck on the net. Get the puck to the net. And when they finally did that, you see the goal go in off Christian Fischer. It's not a pretty play. It just hits him and goes in.
His shoulder, I think.
So I think that's going to have to be one of the mindsets that they take on, is they need to get more shots on net. They're not going to win games getting 19, 20 shots on goal. They're not. No. The goaltending in this league is too good. The defending is too good. It's not going to happen. On the other side of the puck, you can't give up 30, 35, 40 shots every game. You can't do it. So how do they limit that? Well, the first thing, and we've talked about it over and over again, it's a broken record 7 games in, is they can't turn the puck over. It happened again tonight.
It led to 2 Winnipeg goals.
You turn the puck over, and well, the first one for sure, Perfetti's goal is a turnover inside their defensive zone, making one extra play, and then the overtime winner. They're trying to make one extra play at the blue line, move the puck. This team's got to get better at moving the puck and taking it away from danger. It's too bad because you really wanted to see him get a win tonight. Everything was lined up for a win. Yep. It just felt like that night. Everything was going their way after 2 periods. You just thought it was coming. Yeah,
and now this is the first game this season that the Coyotes have scored first and not won.
Yeah, they were 2-0 when they scored first, and then 0-4 when they did not.
The one thing I will say, I guess at least, is even though they ended up losing this game in heartbreaking fashion in overtime, at least they were up. It did keep the crowd into it for the majority of the game. The first goal, the second goal, they were up. Yep. And then, of course, Winnipeg came back and scored, I think, 26 seconds after Fischer's second goal, which is a bummer. But just to feel that feeling, okay, this is in our grasp, and at least from the crowd's point of view, that made it better than some of these games we've seen so far this season where the Coyotes are down 3-0. 5 minutes in, so it definitely could have gone a lot worse.
For sure. And there were some, again, we try to find those positives. And in the third period, the ice was tilted. It was tilted in the direction of Karel Vejmelka. And I've been hard.
Shots were 13-2. Yeah. Winnipeg.
That's not good.
You can't do these.
They had 2 shots on goal in the third period with a 2-1 lead. It's not good enough.
No.
But Karel Vejmelka was lights out in the third period. And you heard a lot on the broadcast. If you're watching it at home on the ESPN Plus broadcast, they were like they gave all the credit to the goaltender and keeping this one close, and he deserved it. He was really good tonight.
Yeah, he was amazing. He had an unbelievable save that, I know the Coyotes aren't trying to collect points here, but saved the game at the final seconds and at least gave the Coyotes that opportunity to win in overtime there. But yeah, unbelievable save right there at the end. And he could be in the discussion, in the conversation for King, but there's somebody who stood out far too easily, and that's Christian Fischer, because he scored the first ever NHL goal at Mullet Arena. He and Josh Doan now are the two that have scored the first goals in their respective leagues at Mullet Arena. Just as Craig called it, man, he's never going to live that one down. We also saw Christian Fischer's dad tonight, Mike Fischer, Christian Fischer's whole family there tonight. So what a special night for him and for his family. Christian Fischer, our DraftKings king of the game today. Very, very well-deserved. And, we've spoken to him on our show a few times, and he's talked about the work he's put in. And for him to have not only this monumental goal that will go down in the history books, but to have 2 goals, and what was that? Goals 2 and 3?
2 and 3 of the season.
So, he scored more goals tonight than he had on the year. So, unbelievable performance from Christian Fischer. That's why we had to crown him king.
Yeah, and we, being a friend of the show, it was kind of fitting, I guess. I mean, we're rooting for Christian Fischer since he's been here in Arizona, but have him get this goal tonight. I think that was great. And the way he did it, it was going to the net. I know we'd like to see some big fancy tic-tac-toe, but he's going to the net hard. And this team has got to learn to play that way. And especially these young guys that are coming in and developing and trying to go somewhere, that's the way you play. If you want to get a goal, you got to go to the hard areas, get to the blue paint, and go in there hard. And that's what Christian Fischer did. Thrilled he got the first goal.
Yeah.
I mean, it really does fit what this team is doing. And the other thing I think with Christian Fischer is he's a guy that wants to be here. And we've heard a lot over the last year about, this new arena and this team and all the narratives. Fischer wants to be here. And I think that's something great. That's what we want to have here. We want to have guys that want to play here, and he wants to be here. So I'm thrilled with his success. He says he's going to his whole goal this summer was to become an offensive player. He knows he can score. His career high is 15. He thinks he can top that this season. And he's off to a good start. He's got 3 and 7. So good on him.
Yeah, absolutely. So great game for Fischer. And that, I will say, that second goal, that shot.
Great shot.
And then his celebration, that whole sequence of events was amazing.
Yeah.
And when that goal was scored, and I was looking around at Mullet and everybody on their feet cheering, that was a moment I'll never forget. And when we look back on this chapter of Coyotes history, that is a moment that I will never forget.
Yeah, and you don't see that kind of atmosphere in a game, and I hate to say it, out in Glendale. It's just you don't.
With
playoff hockey, maybe?
The home opener, it would have been 13,000 maybe?
It was unreal, that atmosphere. It was so electric.
Yeah, super, super awesome. We never got to it, so let's get to it now, and we've kind of referenced some of it. Your keys.
My keys.
Petey's keys. Shut the door. Arizona's last in goals.
So I thought they did that.
Yeah.
Vejmelka was lights out.
Unreal.
He was phenomenal. Power play.
Nope.
No, and it could have made the difference. If they go 3-1,
yeah,
instead of 2-1,
yep. And
home cooking.
It's all about the mullet. And
it is all about the mullet.
And you already mentioned that you thought they might have overthought things a little bit.
Yeah,
and it's also something that both teams had to get used to. New ice, new boards. Not only had the Coyotes had a practice and a morning skate, but that's not really much to give them.
Yeah,
too much.
Winnipeg never hit the ice. Because they played a game yesterday, so they didn't skate this morning.
By the way, the feedback on the ice.
Yeah.
From the players, the coaches, and then I've been seeing on Twitter, the opposing team was even saying amazing things.
Post-game interview.
So, great ice. Good job, Mullet Arena.
Pierre-Luc Dubois on air on his post-game interview on ESPN. So
really?
Great ice.
Wow.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. So, maybe the ice could be the runner-up to being the king of the game.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I mean, it just would have been nice to walk away from this one with a win. And I know there are so many games left, and we'll talk about how many later when we get to that part of the show. But there's going to be a lot of games left, and there's going to be plenty of chances for this team to get where they want to be in the standings, to go for the Connor Bedard sweepstakes. This was one you wanted to win. This is one I just felt like they wanted to win, and to leave like that is kind of disappointing. To leave the building on a down note like that, it's kind of too bad.
Yeah.
Because I think everything pointed to something positive happening in the building tonight. And I thought a lot of guys, you know what? I don't know if there's any great performances tonight. I don't go, oh, Clayton Keller was lights out, or, I didn't notice Travis Boyd and all those things. They just did it as a team. I think they just kind of did it together, which is how this team is going to win. The only thing I think the fans really missed and were looking for was a fight.
Yeah, there was a scrum at the end of the first period a little bit, but not that,
I tell you, O'Brien was trying.
Yeah, he was.
He was trying with Dylan all night, so was Cassian.
Winnipeg's second night of a back-to-back. I don't know if they were feeling it tonight and probably didn't want to give in to what O'Brien and Cassian were trying to, that would have only served to get the crowd more into it. So I'm sure that's not what they wanted. And another note, too, just there were, if you go to a game at Hale River Arena against a Canadian team, the Canadian team's jerseys are
dominate.
It's 5-1. Sure. This was the opposite tonight. I only saw a handful of Jets jerseys, which was just a refreshing change. There were tons of Coyotes fans there tonight. Everyone in their Kachinas and we saw a couple Coyotes.
Yep, a couple Cody Coyotes.
So that was a cool part of the atmosphere as well. And this was also a bummer for, I know I had the Coyotes money line tonight.
So did I.
Which was a bummer. I really thought they had it, but if you bet the Coyotes puck line. Yeah, they covered that. And I don't know how Sean did. I'm not even going to ask him. Not well.
Not great. but veggie over on saves. Veggie over on death taxes and veggie over on saves against the Winnipeg Jets.
Oh, that's actually a good one,
It's
Sean.
actually pretty true.
Yeah. Okay. Well, next
the 45
time,
last
next
year.
time they play, I will.
Man, there. The mullet screwed up my head.
We should
My
just
hair.
put it back on.
No,
It looked great. Oh, man. Well, if you want to win some money betting on hockey or betting on basketball or betting on football, you can do so on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. And right now, new customers can make any $5 NBA moneyline bet and get $200 if your team wins. You can also boost your winnings up to 100% with DraftKings stepped up same game parlays. It's simple. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook. Use promo code PHNX. That's promo code PHNX on DraftKings on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. Today before the game, we hung out at Four Peaks. And let me tell you, first of all, thank you to everybody who came before and after we left. I know there were people who came after. Petey and I headed to Mullet. Sean was there, though. But everyone who came before, who we met, hung out with, had some food, had some drinks. An amazing time.
Yeah.
The 20-foot projector screen.
Yep.
Unreal. Like, I want to watch every game like that. And we have it good here with our 3 TVs, but not quite as good as that. So I had the pulled pork for the first time. The peach ale pulled pork.
Yeah, I went way outside the box and went with chicken tendies again.
Yeah, and I had my peach ale.
I don't know the problem with that at Four Peaks, I don't know how you go away from the tendies.
Because everything on the menu is good. How was your quesadilla?
Oh, my money. Quesadilla, add blackened chicken. Stupid.
Really?
It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable.
Maybe I'll venture outside the box next time.
Yeah, I just had chicken tenders on Wednesday, so I was like, I feel like I need to get something different.
I didn't eat that.
That's what I said. I had chicken tenders on Wednesday.
So
worth it.
Anyway, we appreciate everybody who came out. We're going to have more events like that. We're always there the last Wednesday of the month. So head on down to the A Street Pub if you've never been. And also, tomorrow, you can hook yourself up with some discounted beer, $15 for a 24-pack of the Fall Variety Pack this Saturday, only at Four Peaks Wilson Tasting Room on Wilson Street in Tempe, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. The first 50 people there get a free Oktoberfest shirt. You must be 21 or older to drink and enjoy responsibly. Anything else we want to mention from the game itself before we get into the more of the mullet, more of the game essence?
I just thought, I thought, and maybe it was the mullet that made it that way. It seemed like it was quick. Like it was very fast
and that was
pace,
something that
it was
Coach
a high
Tourney
tempo,
said he thought would happen.
And I thought the physicality, this is a team, we've talked about the hits already, and we talked about, I'm not a huge fighting guy, but yeah, we thought there might be one. The physicality in that building, if they can start to light teams up, it's going to be an interesting atmosphere. We're going to talk about atmosphere, but I think that's what GM Bill Armstrong wants. He wants that physical team that can kind of intimidate teams in this smaller building. So, you know what? The hockey was... It's okay. This team's got to be better. They got to stop turning over the puck over. They got to stop relying on their goaltender, because if he wasn't good tonight, that would have been 6-2 again. So they're going to have to find a way to generate some offense. I don't know where it's going to come from right now. Clayton Keller's going to have to find a way to get out of his funk. And
Barrett Hayton's going to have to show up.
And Barrett Hayton, too.
And Matthias Michelli is going to have to, I think he needs to score his first to get the dominoes fall.
Yeah, I think there's so many things.
Michelli's been playing well.
It's got to be, the offense is going to have to get woken up if they're going to start to win games. And unfortunately, on Sunday, you're looking at the powerhouse from the Eastern Conference with the New York Rangers coming into town. It's not getting easier.
You can't afford to make a mistake. And Charles said in the chat, 18 giveaways by the Yotes tonight. You just can't do that and win games. You can't. Another positive is I feel like Jack McBain looked good tonight, and I saw a comment about him earlier that he looked good. And actually, as I was sitting on the press row, a media member said, "Oh, that Jack McBain, like he's noticeable." So that's another.
And he's taking strides in the right direction, and he's skating well. And he's what we talked about Fischer getting to the net. McBain gets to the net hard. He gets to those dirty areas, and he's a guy that they're hoping is going to be here on the other side of the rebuild. So he's a guy that's a part of it. Yeah, you notice when he's on this. He skates well, and he's a big body that gets to the net. I just think they're going to need to focus on trying to generate some offense.
Yep. Well, new building, same segment. It's Craig. Craig calls. Did you take an elevator?
No elevator, just the stairs.
We need to make a new graphic of Craig huffing and puffing up the stairs.
I have an idea.
Uh-oh.
Well, Craig, you got your new setting there at Mullet. You don't have to go up quite as high to get to where you need to be. Craig, we haven't even really gotten into the Mullet experience yet, so we'll throw it over to you. What was your takeaway from tonight, being at Mullet for the first time at an NHL game?
I mean, it's the same sort of atmosphere that I saw with ASU. They really carried it over. It was fun. It was a fun atmosphere. Again, all the caveats, right? It is what it is. It's not an NHL arena. It's not going to have that sort of capacity. I get it. It's not going to have some of the amenities, but it's a really nice college arena tonight. It popped. It was great. The home opener, other than the result, they let off the gas a little bit. We'll talk about that in a minute. But other than the result, it was a fun experience here. Obviously, the three of us also got to meet a million of the PHNX Coyotes fans along the way because the press box is situated literally right in the stand. So
literally in the stand.
Literally in the concourse. And we saw Loyal Sif. There's right there.
Yep.
We saw Loyal Sif as one of those that we saw on the concourse.
Yes. But wow.
Yep. Sorry, I'm moving here.
No, you're good, Craig. This is better than the basement
it's great.
In Pittsburgh.
Where are you in the Mullet?
I'm up in a suite right now.
Oh, so there you go. With the rich people.
I've got a nice elaborate setup again to elevate my laptop, and no, I didn't have to break into this one. Actually, they're all open and they were very friendly. They were very happy to let me do my post-game show from here. So
amazing.
We got all the time we need.
The staff at Mullet was very, very great.
And again, we were talking about the Mullet. There are so many things, and Craig said it this week. There are going to be hiccups. There are going to be hiccups. If there were, I didn't see them.
And I will say, I ran into a friend of mine who works for the team, and he said I expected that we were going to have to put out way more fires tonight than we actually did. So it seemed like things kind of went well.
Everybody I talked to or dealt with was fantastic.
Yeah, you usually see those issues expressed on Twitter of all places.
What?
Often that's the place
really?
we find out. And I really nobody raised any issues with it. Everybody told me they just enjoyed the experience. Now, Petey, Leah, we talked about this. Will this carry over? Are they going to have this same sort of atmosphere for a weekday game against the Florida Panthers coming up? We'll see. I don't know if they can. It's a lot of fun. Listen, we talked to Christian Fischer, who scored the first ever goal in Mullet Arena history. I told him I won the bet, and he said, "You're welcome." We talked about.
We knew you were going to bring that up.
Yeah, of course you did.
Yeah, well, I mean, I figured I'd flex a little bit. That I did predict that. I didn't say it would go off his shoulder though, so really didn't call that. But
to be fair, he scored the next one too. So
yeah, so I got the first two.
There you go. So there you go. They talked a lot about the speed of this surface. The ice is incredible, and they reiterated that. The ice here is really good. The boards are really fast. They had to adjust to it, actually. But I mentioned the Florida Panthers, and I said this to you guys. I'm curious to see a team like that with so much team speed, what they're going to look like, especially when we're 14 rows up watching them. It's going to be a hell of an experience.
Yeah, same with the New York Rangers. That's another team that moves the puck up the ice really well. And the one thing that they did tonight that they can't do on Sunday against the power play that has Zibanejad, Panarin, Kreider, and Fox, you can't take 5 penalties. They got to stay out of it. This team is going to have you've got to learn that edge between being physical and being in the penalty box. And I don't think they've found that mix quite yet. They can't be killing penalties all night long.
Yeah, and it seemed like that second period is where things got away a little bit between the penalties, and then, like Christian Fischer was saying, there were a lot of stoppages in play, the TV timeouts, and it sort of felt like they lost momentum. And you guys watched the third period. The entire third period was played in the Coyote zone. It just felt inevitable that Winnipeg was going to win that game.
Yeah, it definitely did. Well, we've talked a lot about the game already, so I want to talk more about the experience at Mullet, and let's just kind of go in order from the beginning. I mean, it all started with the festivities outside of the arena, the red carpet. We saw the giant blow-up Kachina Coyote, fans in the concourse. I already mentioned that there was tons of Coyotes jerseys. Normally, it's the opposite, where you see tons of visiting jerseys. It really felt like, I mean, it was the majority of the crowd were Coyotes fans. Paul Bissonnette getting everybody hyped up on the pregame video, because who else? Dome Squared dropping the puck. I mean, I thought that was the perfect symbolic thing. We got the Dome of the past, the Dome of the future. It was the perfect, marriage of ASU and Coyotes, both captains. Two captains, two domes. I just thought that was really, really unique and special, and a really great way to, open up this new temporary, and let me just say it again, temporary. Era here at the Mullet.
Yeah, and as I mentioned, that in my tweet, that's hockey royalty, right? The Doan family is hockey royalty in this city, so to have that moment was was really cool. It's almost like the passing of the torch, right? From one generation to the next. It's fun to see Josh Doan so involved in hockey. It's fun to see Shane still involved in hockey. Yeah, that was a special moment in this arena.
Getting a lot of people in the comments talking about the goal horn.
Yeah, the
Craig.
goal horn, I guess, was a hiccup.
I guess, yeah, that was maybe a hiccup. A lot of people are talking about the goal horn or lack thereof.
Yeah, it was inoperable, actually, is what I was told. And I figured if I tweeted that, it probably would have drawn some attention, maybe.
Yeah, we don't need there hasn't been any negative attention this week, Craig.
No. I actually thought about doing this show with the visiting team locker room as my backdrop, just for you guys.
Just the curtain.
Did you see our video with the curtain?
Petey told me what was coming, so
get the backdrop coming.
That's brilliant.
But even that, though, like I ended up talking to a few guys there. It wasn't as bad as even people made it sound. I don't know. If you hear the grumblings, you're going to see them on Twitter, and the players have Twitter, and the players have agents, and the agents have Twitter. I haven't seen anything yet.
No.
I don't know, maybe.
Listen, they may have been told to keep it under wraps by the league, and you know how NHL players are. Yeah. They will circle the wagons. They'll fall in line. Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, from what I understood, they were going to have everything there. The one thing that we talked about, was the cold, right? I don't know how they're going to manage the cold. It's a cold rink. Put some space heaters in there. Go ahead. Just do that to keep the guys warm. Make sure that you have that taken care of. But in the end, they have a lot of space in there. They can use all the dressing rooms for the community rink as well to set up various, whatever they need. Everybody can have their space. There's plenty of space, at least in that area.
Well, and we saw the students too. They have the student section. It wasn't quite as boisterous.
Yeah, it wasn't quite the ASU student section where it was 942 and everyone was standing on their seats. But I will say there definitely was a student presence.
For sure.
And like they were, when I was over there, they were rowdy. Like the Jets drew a penalty and they were all chanting, "You can't do that." And we saw a penguin, a pineapple, a banana. There was a giant bachelor party, all wearing matching tracksuits in the student section. So that was a great atmosphere. I loved hanging out on that side. So if you're an ASU student, definitely check that out. It's $25.
Yeah, because the atmosphere over there was different. That's where the drum line was. That's it.
Yeah, I know. Thank you, Shane, for the super chat.
Thanks for the super chat, Shane.
Did you read it?
No, it's all right. Put it on the screen. This is for $4.99 super chat from Shane. Who is the shoddy on the right? This is Mullet.
Yeah, we got our mullet. We started with the mullets.
I think Shane got his left and rights mixed up.
I mean,
yeah, heard that.
Oh my goodness. Sean, I can't.
Heard
all right.
that.
Anyway, student section, great. Not quite the ASU student section. Definitely still a vibe. And literally, I can't say it enough.
How about?
Like if you $25, I think it's a $5 fee. $30 total.
Yeah.
Four
Craig,
rows up from.
You didn't see this, Craig, because you didn't see any of the game on TV. Well, you maybe noticed it there live. Did you see the music when the referee's trying to announce penalties with his microphone?
Oh yeah, I did see that.
And they didn't turn the music. Like the DJ was just, oh no, hell, no, we're gonna keep playing music.
So funny.
And the ref was very, very frustrated that he didn't turn off the music for the mic.
The music was loud. Petey and I were trying to during the intermission. We were trying to film something by the glass.
Can't do it.
Nope.
Yeah.
It was crazy loud.
Ref was probably just going to say penalty on Phoenix anyway, so you know how they mess that up all the time. So might as well drown them out.
I've seen a lot of comments in the chat too about the Phoenix, Arizona. Yeah. There was a lot of money in the Phoenix Coyotes jar tonight.
Phoenix jar tonight, for sure.
Oh man!
But if Craig brought it up, and I'll throw the wet blanket on the mullet parade. I am concerned that they can keep that level of excitement and fun and novelty and all that, not just for a week or two, for 3 years.
Let's cross that bridge. Let's enjoy.
For the hockey alone, it is going to be remarkable. You're going to see the best players in the world from 13 rows away, and that part alone is going to be amazing. I just don't know if they can repeat what they did tonight over and over and over and over and over.
Craig,
again.
Have you ever covered an NHL game from the 14th row?
Nope. No, the closest I can remember is America West Arena when the Coyotes were there, but that was up considerably higher. This was insane.
Yeah,
this was insane to be that close to the action. It changes the way you cover it.
Yeah, I was standing on the Devil's deck at one point looking down, and I was like, this is the highest you can watch this. And it was still like lower than the lowest seat of the lower bowl at Gila River Arena.
Yeah.
Like, it seriously, if you can get in for a game, like, just do it because it's so freaking cool. And by the way, and I will just say this now, I did pull up Game Time today while we were at Four Peaks because I was curious, because they always say it's cheaper the day of the game. There was a ticket on there for $103, which is the lowest I've seen. I've been checking Game Time every single day. That was the lowest I saw. And I actually met a lot of people today at the arena that said they bought tickets today. So check the day of the game. There's 3 more home games on this homestand. If you are curious to get in at Mullet, check the Game Time app, check the day of the game. I promise you can get a really good deal on tickets on Game Time. You can save up to 60% when you buy tickets last minute. So check Game Time, not just for Coyotes games, any sporting event, any show, any concert. Click on the link in our description to buy. It helps us out immensely. So
Kenny got his on Game Time for $95.
Kenny, I love when people share their stories. 95 is great. Like we can't emphasize enough. It's rows 1 through 13. So to sit in the lower bowl for 95 for an NHL game in a small arena with an amazing atmosphere, what more can you ask for?
And the other thing I noticed tonight, and I actually got to talk to Javier Gutierrez in the concourse about this today, is we went from Four Peaks to the Mullet, something you didn't see in Glendale. I mean, I guess to some extent it was around Westgate, but you saw people walking on the streets in Coyote jerseys from all angles converging on the Mullet. So through campus, at restaurants, at bars, people at the bar that weren't at the watch party, that were just at the bar, were wearing Coyote jerseys. I just think that's what I think people in Tempe have to look forward to when the TED actually, hopefully, someday comes to fruition, is that kind of an atmosphere in a town.
Yeah.
You know, where people are just, hey, you going to the Coyote game? Or even if you're not, you're wearing your jersey to the bar. It was an absolutely different atmosphere than we've seen around here, well, since America West.
And it's not even fully developed yet, right? Listen, they're not going to be right in this immediate area, but the Novus Corridor is still being built up for ASU. That's going to change things immensely once they have that complete. And then you look at all the plans for the TED. You think about the synergy between that area, Mill Avenue, this area. I mean, Tempe's just a hot spot of activity. It'd be a really, really cool atmosphere.
Yeah, absolutely. Spencer,
Give you something to look forward to. I believe that.
We need things to look forward to. Spencer said, bought a few tickets for the Tuesday game on Game Time.
Fantastic.
Got a great deal.
Let's
go. We truly love to hear it.
That's good.
We truly love to hear it.
Spencer, thank you. We'll eat for another week, all 3 of them.
By the way, and we have our mullets here. Everyone was wearing them.
There were so many mullets there tonight.
There were so many, and it was so funny. I was walking by, and this guy was holding it in his hand, and it got caught on like a trash can. And it was hilarious. Like, just things you never expected.
Can we get into the one thing though before we want to do that when Craig leaves? My problem. With
Sure.
I had one problem with the mullet.
Okay.
What is it?
I think you know what my problem was. Had to do with concessions.
They didn't have mini donuts.
They don't have mini donuts. And by the way, we did try, and here's the video evidence.
Excuse me, do you have any mini donuts? No.
She was not having it.
she was not
enthused.
She was not having the mini donut discussion.
Security.
Yeah.
Get this guy out of here.
Yeah, I thought I was in trouble after that
one.
Oh
man. Yeah. But I a couple things. First of all, everyone was everywhere. I don't even like. I know that might not make sense. Like, there's no avoiding anyone. Like, geez. First of all, I saw Frankie Muniz.
Yeah.
Actor, Arizona local. Saw him in the concourse. We saw some old friends of Petey. Tell this
Craig,
story. This is hilarious.
They're longtime fans. They actually do some work for the Coyotes. I've known them for years and years and years, and with youth hockey and high school hockey. Ran into them. Hi, how are you? Good to see you. 30 seconds later, at the next corner, hey, there they are again. Hi, good to see you again. I ran into them 5 times, not a joke, 5 times before the puck dropped.
And then we finally stopped running into them, and then we're standing at the top of one of the sections, look down there in the row right in front of us.
I ran into so many people, not just once, 2, 3, 4. That's one thing about a small venue. You see everybody you know.
Yep.
It's amazing. I can't avoid anybody there either, and I'm not all that.
Yeah, that's great for your.
Next time I'll stay on the third deck.
Oh my gosh.
Involved.
But that was cool too. It
was really neat.
That small aspect. And it's crazy because I've been now in that building. I've been in the building multiple times. I've been there for 2 different games. I literally know my way around it.
Yep.
I know exactly what staircase leads to which floor. I know the names of some of the security guards.
Yep.
I swear, come out to a game. It's so fun.
All the things I was worried about, the parking, maybe it's because we went so early, but the around the arena wasn't bad at all. Zipped right in. It was, I don't know. We didn't have a problem.
Yeah.
So who knows? I'm exhausted though.
Yeah, we're pooped.
That's tiring. That's a tiring atmosphere. That was a lot of energy in that building. And it's too bad they didn't win this one. It's too bad.
Yeah.
They're going to get some wins this season, and you'd like to have some home ice advantage in this building. And they hung around, got the point against a team that is hoping to make the playoffs. So I guess that's good.
Yeah, sure.
The good thing about being exhausted after this game, guys, is I have a 20-minute commute home.
How stoked are you? I actually talked to quite a few people today, including some people at Four Peaks who live in the East Valley, and they never they got season tickets this year because it was closer to home for them, and they always got called about season tickets in Glendale, but they just didn't do it because it was too long of a drive. So they finally made the commitment this year to do season tickets, and it's, way more doable for them. So I've heard that again and again. And, for you, Craig, also, and for the players, Christian Fischer even said it yesterday. Some days with traffic, it would take him an hour and 20 minutes to get to Glendale. And now for all the players, it's 20 to 30 minutes at the most because they all live in, in Scottsdale. So,
yeah.
Craig, I'm thrilled for you.
Yep, good times for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's do it again on Sunday.
Let's do it again on Sunday. Craig, is there anything else you want to say before we let you go?
Just hoping to have some more arena news soon. Hoping. We'll see how it goes.
Yes.
I don't know. How do you say that with a straight face now? Really?
Well, if you want arena news, Craig's going to have it.
We've already said that.
We've said it a lot.
Want to know about the arena?
Yep. Follow
Ask Craig.
Oh, Karen said, I heard Craig had celebrity status.
Well, first of all, yes, because of the 3 of us, who got a chair? Well, guess. Well, Craig. Craig had a chair. See, Leah and I literally stood behind Craig in his chair.
Yeah, it was kind of creepy,
I did get to sit.
And people were coming up.
A chair.
Yeah, you did, but you stole it from somebody else. And then
that's true.
They didn't show up. It wasn't their fault.
Is that Craig Morgan? Is that Craig Morgan? Really?
We did meet a lot of you, and it was really phenomenal to meet everyone.
That part,
really
yeah.
was.
Oh, yeah, that part. But Craig, really?
He's just so elusive.
I know. I guess. It's like, where's Waldo? It's kind of a big deal. It came out of his high castle up there.
Kind of a big deal.
He's down with the peasants now. The normal
tower.
folk.
That's right, buddy.
Your ivory tower up there.
Now we just need to get Pellegrino at the press meal.
There was no Pellegrino in the press room.
I'm working on getting a different accommodation for myself because I'm not comfortable with this. So
yeah, you're gonna hire personal security.
Yeah,
I'm looking at the rafters. I'm thinking there might be someplace up on the catwalk where I can hang out.
If you get Pellegrino in the media lounge workroom, then I know you've really pulled some strings because I didn't see it in there today. Maybe next game.
Oh man. All right, Craig. Well, we'll let you go so you can get home and write or whatever you're gonna do.
Whatever it is you do,
whatever
Craig.
It is you do.
Whatever it is you do.
We don't know. We don't know.
All right, guys.
All right, Craig. We'll talk to you soon.
So Steven has a comment there. ESPN was surprisingly kind. I think wasn't everybody? I didn't hear. Did you hear much negativity there?
So we did put out Coyotes Twitter bingo tonight.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were tweeting at us that they filled out a line. So there was a lot that we weren't seeing. Okay. I was there. I was only really, seeing feedback of people in the building. The feedback, literally the only negative thing tonight was it the goal horn? Not even negative, just
and it'll be there by
blip.
It'll be there by
just
Sunday.
a blip. And there was still the howl,
They'll fix it.
but
They'll fix it.
But I didn't see. I think maybe all the negativity, everyone got it out of their systems during the week.
I agree. And
because we saw just about everything on that bingo card was something that was in our mentions this week.
And 2 weeks from now, no one's going to care.
No.
They'll have moved on. HK. No one will talk about Mullet again.
No, they will not. But I will say, if you didn't read Craig's story on gophnx.com today, just about like Mullet, everything you need to know, it was phenomenal. It was it was long, but it was super digestible because it was broken into categories. Like, I really enjoyed reading it. And like, Craig works his ass off literally. And there is a story that he's working on that's going to be great. So become a member at gophnx.com so you have access to read his stories. You also get access to our members only Discord. We also met a ton of people tonight who said, I'm blank in the Discord. And I was like, yeah, I know exactly who you are. So that was really fun. Join our family. It's a blast. We saw a ton of shirts at Four Peaks and at the arena as well. You can get a free shirt from the PHNX locker when you sign up for an annual membership. So we hope that you do. And yeah, when the Coyotes eventually approve the TED, which I'm manifesting, when the TED is approved and they're getting it all set, I hope that they furnish it with more furniture. Because could it get any more comfortable than the furniture we have here in the studio?
No.
I will say, the one thing about us not having a seat on the rail, Petey, is that normally we're watching the games in our recliners.
Exactly.
And it doesn't get any better. So if you're looking to furnish your home or your office, or get someone a gift, spruce up your home during More Furniture's fall sale at morfurniture.com and receive a $100 gift card for every $1,000 you spend at More. Petey. HK. By the way, it was Charles. It was Charles who said this. Stop saying HKTDD. Start saying HKDD. HKTDD.
HKTDD.
It just flows better. So thank you, everybody.
HKTDD, baby.
HKD.
There you go.
I keep saying
Thanks,
HKD
CWP.
though. I'll get it.
CWP.
I'll get it. I promise you, I'll get it.
Well, the one other thing, since we were talking about the game, I want to talk about the Minnesota guy. Did you see Nick Bjugstad tonight?
Oh my God, he almost scored on that breakaway. I forgot about that.
He had 7 shot attempts tonight. 7. He had 4 on goal and 7 shot attempts. Led the team in shots on goal. It's coming for Nick Bjugstad. Just hang in there, and I believe in Nick Bjugstad. There we go. There's my Minnesota vibe following the Minnesota guy. I got to do it. Give the shout out to the Minnesota guy.
By the way, earlier in the comments, Steven said, I'm just pointing, you guys didn't rock mullets for the show. We did at the beginning, Steven. We have them.
We had them.
I promise.
It was my fault. I made us take them off.
We'll break them out again. I promise. I'm trying to read more of the comments because we really appreciate you. Spencer said, still less sketchy than the Saddle Dome. You know what? It's newer.
But here's one thing, and this brings up a really good point. They're not taking pictures of the locker room in the Saddle Dome. Or do you remember the Igloo? That wasn't that far removed from this. You know what the locker rooms were like in the Igloo or the Nassau Coliseum? Like, buddy, like this. Nobody's complaining about those buildings. When we were in the coaches' room in the Saddle Dome, in the coaches' room, it was in a bathroom. I'm not making this up. The bathroom was the coaches' room, so someone could sit on the toilet and watch video. So we had to put a sign. It was crude, but we had a sign outside the stall that you couldn't use the toilet. We didn't say it like that. We said something else. But yeah, there are facilities around the league that are but nobody says anything about that. Yeah, and this is no offense, Brad Treliving. I know. Sorry, Brad. I know you're listening right now.
Friend of the program, GM
of the Calgary Family. I'm sure he's listening right now. But fix the coach's room there. There you go. Sorry.
Patrick said, I feel like opening night has to be viewed as an objective success. And I would say, like, besides the final result, the fact that it even went to overtime, that it was a close competitive game, this is what we say.
Great.
We say this every single day. We want close competitive games. We want exciting games. The crowd was into it the entire time. We were into it. We were invested. And great. Like, we gave, thank goodness, because that was a national media game. It was on ESPN Plus. Seeing a lot of comments that not only was ESPN positive, but the Canadian broadcast was pretty positive too. So that's great to hear. It was kind of just a refreshing change from what felt like a really, really like nasty negative week Like it was nasty.
The word is fun. The whole atmosphere and the whole thing tonight was fun. It was a fun place to watch a hockey game. And I think people have been to NHL games and go, oh, it's fine. We watched a good hockey game. But you don't get that same energy level. It's not always fun. That was fun. Like, that's a fun. Yeah. We're exhausted because there was so much going on.
By the way, that bachelor party, like, what a place to have a stop. Like, Scottsdale is a huge bachelor and bachelorette party destination. Get a group together, go to a Coyotes game, and then go out to Miller Old Town after. Holy moly. When we've been saying all along the Old Town flu is going to kick in here
Just wait.
soon.
The Rangers are coming in on a back-to-back, so they're not going to get to go out. But Dallas and Florida are not. So Scottsdale, let's go.
We
Mill Avenue, shine
for sure. And by the way, if you were on Twitter tonight, go check out PHNX Sports, PHNX_Coyotes on Twitter. We had videos, pictures, all of that kind of capturing the vibe at Mullet. And then check out PHNX Sports on Instagram, because the Instagram story, which will be there until tomorrow night, just really showed what the atmosphere was like. Something we didn't mention, there was a drum line, which was cool because that kind of brought in that color, and they were at the top of the student section.
And they went around all over the rink.
Yeah, they did. They were parked up there. But so that was cool because that kind of brought in that more college
that vibe.
Atmosphere. The in-game operations people did a really great job, and Jumbotron stuff, engaging the fans, the games they played. Like it was everyone was really engaged. It was a really wonderful experience. So besides the outcome, it was great. And you know what? The Coyotes lost their first game at Gila River Arena. They're gonna lose their first game at Mullet, and maybe they'll win their first game at the TED, because third time will be the charm.
Oh wow. Optimistic. I like it.
Yep.
And we'll be there.
And we will be there. I promise you that. Yep. Also, everybody, there was
Steven, yes, he did. And he told it over and over again, too. Yes, he was right. He said, did Fish. Steven said, didn't Craig.
Yes.
Yeah, we know. We heard about it all night.
Yes. And Steven also said, drink a 12-pack of 4 Peaks and go off at the game. Yeah.
Yep.
Literally. And we, by the way, we told Javier Gutierrez, and I know Petey mentioned this, but we said, like, oh yeah, we did a meetup at 4 Peaks. Yeah. And he was so thrilled to hear that.
Stuff's coming. And he said hey, that the organization's going to do stuff like that around the we're just not there yet. It's coming. So there's more to look forward to.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And Pat, why did you put that on my head? If Fish got the Hattie, the ice would have been littered with mullets.
I know.
Oh, that would have been phenomenal.
It would have been too.
Okay. We'll get our storybook moment at the Mullet soon enough. I am sure. I don't know if Foco sells mullets.
I don't know.
They certainly have a lot of other things you can buy. They have the best Arizona merchandise, so check them out. They have officially licensed gear for men, women, and kids, and everything from bobbleheads to swimsuits to Crocs. And they have the Cardinals hoodies for all the Cardinals fans out there.
With a Z.
Hoodies with a Z.
Or Z, as they say north of the border.
Yes.
But Z is a 3-letter word,
but
though.
even when I lived in Canada, I never said
You didn't say Z?
I never did.
It's a 3-letter word.
I can never get behind
Z-E-D.
that. So head on over to foco.com for all non-presale items. Use the promo code PHNX for 10% off. And by the way, we saw speaking of merchandise, we saw a bunch of pop-up team stores. Yeah. And every time I walk by one, busy.
Yeah.
Like everyone was buying stuff. I mean, the Coyotes have some of the best logos and merchandise in the league, I will say. So anything else you want to say about tonight's game, about the atmosphere?
No, I'm done. I'm beat.
Yeah, we're tired. We're tired. It was
the Mullet took a lot out of me.
Actually, I do have one more thing I want to say.
No, it's fine.
That's exactly what you want to hear when you're talking to someone. My goodness. Jeez. All right. The game looked great on TV.
It did.
We watched the first 2 periods at Mullet. We came back and watched the third one on ESPN. It looked great. If you didn't know, it looked like
the same.
It looked the same. Which, hey, what we've been saying all along.
Looked the same, but with people.
Yeah, you wouldn't see that at Gila.
No. Or
Desert Diamond.
How many times did you see at the Desert Diamond where you'd pan and there was like this? The crowd was packed. Exactly.
Yeah.
So it looks great on TV.
It looked great. This is gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun.
I know we talk about it's gonna be 3 years. Maybe the novelty will wear off, but that doesn't matter tonight.
Nope.
Tonight was fun. The Coyotes did a great job. It was a great game.
Yep.
It was close and competitive. And I can't wait to see more games there. And I can't wait for all of you, hopefully, to see more games there or just enjoy it on TV. It's going to be a blast.
Yep.
We're going to get through it together. It's temporary. Let me say that again. But we seriously thank everybody for being here. Every single person we met tonight.
It was fantastic.
At Four Peaks at the game. Unbelievable. Seriously, we can't thank you enough for all of your support. And if you're new listening to us, or if you've been here for a long time, make sure you're subscribed to the PHNX Sports YouTube channel. What?
I was just looking in the comments for Nick.
Oh. Before we go though, let's see what's coming up for the Coyotes here at Mullet. We've kind of referenced it a lot, but we got the Rangers Sunday at 5. Florida Tuesday, Dallas Thursday. I think Saturday's an away game.
You're right. That's
okay.
on me.
And then they're back on the road.
Back on the road
again.
And back on the road for 14 games.
Yeah, they will. Disclaimer: they will not be like out of Arizona for.
Yeah, they got to come home a few times.
They're coming home
Actually,
a few times
twice, I think.
But for the homestand, Rangers, Panthers, Dallas. Get out to a game. Get out to a game.
And if you can't, tune in to us because we'll be here talking
and everyone
about
is demanding the punch card. So let's see it, Sean. And we have detected a pattern. On the punch card. 2 losses win. 2 losses win. So we have 1 loss. So maybe loss against the Rangers, win against the
Florida.
Panthers?
Huh.
Question mark.
about
Don't
that?
let that inform your betting, or
Well,
do.
I don't know. The streak might get broken because, like I talked about before the show,
Rangers.
hammer the Coyotes against the Rangers on Sunday because the Rangers suck on day 2 of back-to-backs, and that's what they'll be on. Halak is not a good goalie. He is not Shesterkin.
Okay, you heard it here first.
Aggressive. I like it.
You heard
Pick of the
it
week.
here first.
Halak and net Shesterkin. Yeah, I don't think the Coyotes are going to see Shesterkin. I'd be real surprised. He'll be playing Saturday against.
We'll see. We'll be here post-game either way, no matter what happens. So like I said, subscribe to PHNX Sports on YouTube. Follow PHNX Sports across all the social platforms. We have great stuff going on with all of the Arizona sports teams, including college. You can check out PHNX Sun Devils coverage of football tomorrow. Should be fun, hopefully. Sean, they're playing Colorado.
ASU is playing Colorado. Nothing about that screams fun, but the show will be fun. That's for
The
sure.
show will be fun because that show is always
We
fun.
can make paint drying be fun.
It's so true.
It's a
It
great
is
show.
very true. So check that out as well. And also, we did pass 4,000 Twitter followers. So thank you to everybody. Huge achievement. We've been throwing around ideas for Sean, what he should do. And I'm really mad because we should have made him go to a haunted house, but we're kind of running out of time for that. Anyway, we'll think of something. Continue to share with your friends. PHNX_Coyotes. Follow us. So you can follow PD at SPeters Hockey. You can follow Sean at Sean_DePaz. You can follow me at Leah Merrill. You can follow Craig, of course, at Craig S. Morgan. And yeah, that's it from us tonight.
Coyotes lose 3-2 in overtime to Winnipeg in the debut of the Mullet.
The debut of the Mullet. The Mullet.
Yeah, I'll be wearing more. I will.
We'll wear them again. I promise. Again, thank you all so much for being here. Enjoy the rest of your Friday night. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you all on Sunday.